Hello YouTube, hello, and we're back again. Of course. And today we're gonna do something different. This video is a little bit different. We're gonna do a little bit of a reaction. I don't usually do this, but yeah, we're gonna be talking about Heihachi because I recently saw Main Man and Joka talk about this as well, and I'm like, I've been talking about Heihachi for a while, ever since his release, by the way, even though most others wasn't been talking about him. So I just wanted to, talk about my opinion about this. So let's start. And Main Man also uploaded a new video as well, so we're gonna be watching that. So first things first, we're not gonna watch all of it, but we're gonna watch parts of it. So first thing I want to address is 100% going to be his race drive, right? His race drive was one of the first things that he mentioned. So let's actually watch this as well.
Of the game. I want to start by showing the strongest heat smash of all time. Well, they're called Rage Drive in Tekken 7, right? So I'm in Rage now, and now I have access to my Rage Drive. Well, heat smash, right? If you play Tekken 8. Imagine a 10-frame heat smash that fucking kills you on counter hit. And
so this, basically, you guys can imagine a lost heat smash, not heat smash, a 1-1 G-Clef. But imagine the second one's a mid. Basically, that was a Rage Drive on Heihachi. That was also +9. He's going to showcase it here as well.
Where you risk nothing. There's a 10-frame heat smash in Tekken 8 by Jack. It does like 50-60 damage. It activates a stage hazard. It's unbelievably strong because it comes out at 10 frames. Low in heat can launch you with 1-1-1, confirmable G-Clef, right? High, high, high. Can still duck that though, right? In comes Heihachi's 1-back-2 string, which is one of the strongest strings in Tekken history. This is because it starts off from Heihachi's jab, which has very generous range, very strong jab, right? 1-back-2, high mid, so there's nothing you can duck here, and you can't step it because the second hit tracks so fucking well. And he goes back.
Fun fact, 1-back-2 is still very, very strong in Tekken 8. Very strong. And the kick follow-up, the jumping kick follow-up, again it's the 3 or the 4, I don't exactly remember, is also very good. The Rage Drive is gone, but 1-back-2 is still very, very strong, especially in Tekken 8, because the frames of it are very, very similar. Very, very similar. I think it's the same, if I remember correctly. But, yeah.
Back to neutral at -2. He just goes back to neutral. He risks nothing. And now, just like a G-Clef, when he's enraged and he notices that this counter hits, he can now confirm to this, his heat smash. Note that this does like death-fist damage almost on its own, and it fucking launches. I'm gonna show you what this looks like. This is not an optimal combo, this is just a very, very basic state mode. Look at that.
Yeah, that was basically like 70% damage-ish, right? So this is basically it about Rage Drive. I don't want to take too long about this. He also made a point about the Heihachi's damage. So let's go about that as well, because I'm going to be addressing both of them. So here.
I do want to note that Heihachi's damage is outrageous in this game. Yeah, like 2-tap potential is everywhere on this guy. With Rage. I just fucking killed you, right?
So that was basically same-ish damage, 70%-ish damage, right? So that was the Rage. It was really, really good. It is really, really good, don't get me wrong. And he used the Rage Drive with it, so it dealt a lot of damage. You usually have to be like 60% damage, something along these lines. But yeah, let's address these two things. Right? Let's just address these two things. One was the Rage Drive. The Rage Drive, in my opinion, should not be compared to a heat smash. I think it's very bad to compare it that way. I think it's the easy way to do a comparison, but it's not a good way to compare it, because it's not just the heat smash that we have, it's heat in general. And heat in general, why am I doing this? It's not just the heat smash. It's not just this, right? It's not just that. Before I go into that, one thing I need to mention is that comparing the heat into Rage is also very heat favored, because Rage is HP dependent, while Hate is not. You can use heat not only in the open whenever you want, but you can also use heat as a combo extender, which is another function of heat, which, another thing that is way, way better than a Rage mechanic like a Rage Drive, let's say, right? And also, as I said, since it's not HP dependent, it's way easier to do, and it's way easier to use as an offensive mechanic instead of just defensive one. Because rage drives are defensive comeback tools, because you have low HP. While heat are both comeback tools and offensive tools at the same time. So I think just because of this, heat already triumphs over the rage drive, even though Heihachi's rage drive was very, very strong. I'm not defending it, it was very strong in Tekken 7. But I think Heihachi's heat is already good just because of this. And just because of the heat smash as well. His heat smash is also really good because his heat smash can either break the wall with this. He doesn't wall splat anymore, great change. But it can either break the wall or break the floor. So you can choose this while also being very good on block. Very good on block. Because you can just go into stance and instantly mix someone up. Right, with the guard break high. He does not have this guard break high, and you also have to consider this. He does not have this kind of thing in Tekken 7. And the first thing I mentioned is that you have to consider all of heat, which also means you have to consider all of the normal hit launching heat dashes. Right, all of it. This is a lot. This is very strong, right? This is also a heat smash, per se. Right, this, also another one. I think there's also another one, but I don't remember. So whatever the case, all of these hit mechanics have to be compared to rage drives, because only comparing heat smash is already disingenuous, or just you have to compare with all of the heat mechanics. Basically, it's a little bit more accurate and all of heat. And I think personally for me, just the case that heat isn't tied to HP is already making it better. So next was this damage, right? His damage was really high in Tekken 7, but his damage is also absurdly high in this game. Before they changed the max HP to 200, his damage was most likely better than Tekken 7 Heihachi's. It was. Because right now, let's compare the damage he did. Right? So he did like 60% damage with the rage, something like that. I'll do it without rage, let's say. And I'll use a heat burst because that's a mechanic we have. A heat mechanic. A very easy combo. Also, something to note, Heihachi's combos are way, way better and way easier to do. Way easier to do in Tekken 8. That's 107 damage. That was 55%-ish damage. It's very, very close, and this is without rage. The moment I turn on rage, most likely I'm going to do something similar-ish damage, but you have to consider chip damage. Right? Chip damage is also it's the kind of thing, the recoverable health. It's very important, but in the case of Heihachi, whenever I have heat here, because I use the heat burst, I can instantly mix someone up with a heat smash, right? Or a heat dash, if I feel like it. And all of my lows, which is, to be honest, one singular low, becomes way stronger. Way stronger. So this is very important. The function of a heat smash is that you don't want to duck, and you also don't want to block. Because on block, it transitions to a mix-up, and on duck, you just get hit, obviously. Right, so a hell sweep becomes way more free now, way more free. Because in Tekken 7, you didn't have a heat smash. A plus frame on block mid, as a mix-up to a hell sweep, let's say. Right, which also is a tracking +8 hell sweep, by the way. It's way, way stronger in Tekken 8 in my opinion. Just that one thing. In Tekken 7 it was very good too, but in Tekken 8 it's way, way better to use because of the mid heat smash, and you also have a lot of other tools as well. But yeah, other than this, there are some other stuff mentioned. Something like forward 4, 1-1, down forward 1. All of this was also mentioned. As I said, I just want to go over his rage drive and the damage first, and the other ones I'm not gonna make you guys watch the whole vid of me, man. If you guys are interested, you can watch his vid. Obviously, I'll link it in the description. But let's talk about forward 4. So forward 4, this move used to guarantee a down forward 1 too on crouch. It still does, right? This is a down forward 1 too. This doesn't wall splat anymore though, so you have to do down forward 4 1+2. So the wall splatting property of forward 4 on crouch is not really lost. The thing about forward 4 that was a little bit better in Tekken 7, which was, I think, if I remember correctly, it didn't push back as much. It still doesn't push back almost at all, even in Tekken 8. But that, one. And second, it forced crouch, if I remember correctly. I might be wrong. But I think the one thing was the range of it. Not the range of it, but the pushback of it. I think it will closer to the opponent when you blocked it. But forward 4 is basically the same. It's nothing too different. His damage that he did after forward 4 was basically a wall splat into damage, right? But he also does very, very big amounts of damage, even in this situation. It's like 80 damage, right? 40%. Very, very strong. I think at Tekken 7, you could do maybe 50%, something like that, without rage, right? If you do a very, very good combo while sidestepping into tailspin to whatever. But this is very easy, what I just did. Very easy, and it does good damage. Basically the same thing. So forward 4, I don't think it's any better, that much better anyway. Maybe slightly better in Tekken 7, but it's still there. When it comes to 1-1, I think 1-1 is definitely better in Tekken 7 because of the frames. So the frames of 1-1 is -5 in Tekken 8, as you guys can see, and -1 in Tekken 7. So 1-1 I think is 100% better, but Tekken 8 is a different game. You don't move as much in this game, and that's why they made it -5. Because 1-1 to sidestep, this was spammed. This and this was spammed a lot as well, 1-1 to 1-1. It's a very, very different game. It doesn't really work the same way because, you know, the identity of the aggression and the less movement and more buttons, whatever this has, but the definitely 1-1 was there better. But when it comes to down forward 1, he also said down forward 1 is very, very strong. It's +9 on hit. It was -1 as well. Very strong with good range. It still has very, very good range, by the way. Very, very similar range. I'm not too sure if this is better. It's very, very good range. But the thing about down forward 1 in Tekken 7, in my opinion, was it was the best at the wall. At the wall, you can press here and then confirm the 2, by the way. It was possible to confirm it on a normal hit and then wall splat them, while also being -1 and just spamming down forward 1s and 1-1s and forward 4s at the wall. This was the best usage of down forward 1, more or less. Even the neutral, you could do it, obviously it was good. But at the wall, it became the strongest. But right now, the usage of down forward 1 is exactly the opposite of this. At the wall, you don't really want to do this too much. It is still good to do, it's not bad. But the main thing about this move is that how much usable it is in the neutral now. Because instead of -1 into movement, you have additional mind games, which is in the form of down forward 1 to charge up this, which you have to sidestep, by the way. Right, this, you have to sidestep if you want to avoid this, because it's safe normally. Let me just make it block it. -9 with a lot of pushback, so you can't even check him that well, even though it's -9 because of the pushback, even with long range moves. So very, very important to know this. Not only this, but just down forward 1 also works as a mind game, because this -5 is not really -5. Your opponent is sidestepping the second hit, this one, right? It's not really -5. You can just do down forward 1 to down forward 1 into 1-1 just the same way you can, but the 1-1 is going to stop your offense now, but the down forward 1 is still very, very strong. Very, very strong. In the neutral, you can use this very often to create millions of mind game situations with the press of one singular button that has a very good range, decent tracking, and it's a very strong button, basically. Very, very strong button, because it also has this charge up. You feel like it, you can use it. It also has no charge up mind game. It has just downward 1 mind game. It has the blue spark mind game. And I think the yellow spark as well is very, very strong, because yellow spark, if I remember correctly, is not steppable. If I remember correctly. But yeah, I think down forward 1 actually is very similar strength-wise, but they have different strengths. At the wall, strength and neutral strength. But at the wall, we still have a wall splatting hit confirmable mid-mid, which is down forward 1 plus 2. The down forward 1 got substituted with this move. Basically, right? Basically. So it's not like we lost too much power at the wall, because this is still a thing, it's still hit confirmable. This might be more confirmable than down forward 1 Tekken 7. I'm not quite sure, I haven't played Tekken 7 for a while, but yeah. The next things we also talked about was, let's say, back 4. Right, back 4 in Tekken 7 was a tracking move. A tracking, what's it called? Homing move, there you go. Tracking homing move with the particles, right? Something like this, back 3, the green particles. So, back 4 was very, very strong in Tekken 7, by the way, because of the homing property that it had. And it was a mid with a decent range, decent frames, the wall splat, counter launched. It was basically a perfect homing move, so it was hard to sidestep Heihachi unless you were sidestep blocking like this, which in Tekken 7 it was very, very good to do. Right? Obviously, it was very, very good to do sidestep block, and still is good to do. And it was hard to actually catch people sidestep blocking with Heihachi that much. So you had to do a lot of jabs and 1-1s and forward 4 sometimes, and basically I really didn't like Heihachi's gameplay in Tekken 7. I much prefer Tekken 8 gameplay. Yeah, okay, so next thing also when it comes to back 4 is that back 4 did change. Completely change in Tekken 8, which is a different kind of move. Now it's a counter launcher similar to something like Brian's 3+4. And the thing about this move is that it actually does have a very good tracking to one side, which is to Heihachi's left. So if I make my opponent sidewalk to the left, this just fully tracks them, right? It's just a tracking move to that side, specific side. But now we're just gonna say you have to step the other side. But now let's actually go towards the next move, which is forward 3. The forward 3 is also a topic of discussion that a lot of people are, it's not a lot of people, me and I was saying that, oh, forward 3, you know, it's way better in Tekken 8, not Tekken 8, Tekken 7. I also heard Joker's opinion about this. Joker actually thinks it's better in Tekken 8, and I actually share his opinion. I think Tekken 8 is better. Tekken 8 forward 3. Because I've been abusing this move ever since I've been playing Heihachi casually, right? Very, very casually, but I've been abusing it. It's very, very strong. The reason why it's so strong is because it covers the sidestep direction that back 4 doesn't. So let's say back 4 gets stepped that way, right? It does get stepped that way. But forward 3 will 100% catch this. This just catches. No matter what, this will more or less catch. Just look how much Heihachi is just turning around the moment he does a forward 3. Forward 3 is a very, very good catch, and instead of being a normal hit knockdown, now it's a normal hit heat engager. Right? So normal hit property of this move actually got enhanced. Its counter hit property is not as good. It's really not as good. But the normal hit property now, that's very, very good. Because not only is the heat engager, it's also a wall splat, and you also have a choice to do a heat engager or not do a heat engager if you don't feel like it, right? It also does very, very good damage. It has very, very good frames as well. This is very important. The reason I think this is better, the only thing that's better is the counter property of forward 3. That's the only thing that's better, but I think everything else, the existence of everything else, kinda makes up for it. Of Tekken 8 properties is what I mean. So forward 3, let's talk about this on block. Right, just normal block. Forward 3 is -5 instead of being -2, but because of the pushback, it doesn't matter too much. But it was better in -2 because of Tekken 7. But now we can go into stance and still be -2 with a very, very, very good mind game potential here. Because the thing about this is that you go into stance with a mid electric, this kind of check as well, right? And a low. The stance low was never a thing for Heihachi. The stance low is actually a very, very big deal, and you can really use this. And this move is only -14, unlike, you know, something like a Hell Sweep, which is launch punishable. Not to mention you can also Hell Sweep from here, if you feel like it, right? Which is a tracking Hell Sweep, more or less. But because of this existing, you're kind of forced to respect Heihachi when he, you know, cancels at something like this. I'm using this a lot, by the way. Whenever I play Heihachi, I usually have used it a lot. I don't play Heihachi as much anymore. But this is very good, because one thing you can do about this, by the way, is you can punish it even with a cancel, which is a 10 frame punish. Let's say I can 1-1-2 it, right? This into 1-1-2, that is a punish. But the mind game here is so strong, but usually it's not really worth to do this just because of the existence of this. But because the moment I jab, this jab crushes like a normal hit launch. Right? Now you're forced to sidestep right to avoid something like this. And now after forward 3, suddenly you're sidestepping right. So the -2 stance situation, you're just sidestepping right and getting pressured constantly because of it. But constant pressure, constant sidesteps and guessing as well. Is it gonna do the electric? Should I punish it? Should I just not do anything? Usually people won't do anything to not take any risks. And forward 3 also covers the other side. Sometimes you have to step it because you don't want to deal with it. It's just a lot of mind games and a lot of situations. And as I said, on hit property is very, very strong. It also does a lot of damage if you do, you know, decent combo, something like this. It does pretty good damage. 67 damage. Very damn good, almost 70-ish, while also still having heat at the wall, which means you can Hell Sweep freely, more or less. Who's gonna duck you, right? The moment you do this, you can do a heat smash, it's unsteppable. Like, there's so much stuff happening in Tekken 8, so much stuff happening, that I think Heihachi is way more comfortable to play, that's one. Even though in Tekken 7, I always believed that Heihachi was way stronger than people believed. He was way stronger. But he's way more comfortable to play right now. His combos are way better. His wall carry is way better. His Mix-ups are also way better because it's a stance character now. He wasn't a stance character in Tekken 7, obviously. And other than that, I don't even know what to talk about. I don't even know what to talk about. I did cover most of his moves, like Rage Drive, Hall of Heat, obviously better. And also, very, very important to know is that I've been talking about Heihachi without even considering Warrior Instinct. I think, genuinely, I think that the moment you consider Warrior Instinct, the argument is instantly invalid. Tekken Heihachi is 100% gonna be better no matter what you're gonna say. The moment I say Warrior Instinct exists in Tekken 8. Obviously Tekken 8 is better. But this is without Warrior Instinct, right? I still think Tekken 8 Heihachi is better. Not just gameplay wise is more interesting, but in everything else wise as well. But yeah, YouTube, thank you for watching. Baby, thank you for watching. It's a little bit new. It was a slight reaction kinda thing. I don't know what even to call this. But yeah, thanks for watching once again, and I'll see everyone in the next one. Till then.